Dude, how bad? Like, you're a Jets fan, and you don't think you can lose anymore in the Super Bowl? Like, your season's over, and then McCole Hardman scores the winning touchdown? Catches the winning touchdown?
Yes.
Wow. That was a fun show today. Can we do another hour? No, we're done?
Yeah, I think we're done.
All hail the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. Thank you to Ephraim Salam. He's mad at you. He's actually mad at you.
It's been like 6 months now.
Yeah, I know. He ain't getting over it. My name is Bill Ryder. The show is Ryder Than You. Thank you to Tom DeCelestino. Thank you to Ephraim Salam. Thank you for listening. We'll see you here tomorrow on CBS Sports Radio.
It's O Rewards Bonus Points Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts, where you can get 2, 3, 4, or even 5 times O Rewards points on select purchases. Those bonus points can help you get to your next reward even faster. You receive a $5 reward for every 150 O Rewards points earned. Use your reward on your next purchase. Shop and earn points to get rewarded. If you're not an O Rewards member yet, signing up is quick and easy, online or in-store at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Is that a horse?
Actually, it's a wild stallion. Since Navy Federal Credit Union's Platinum Card made it easier to tame our holiday debt, I wanted to see if I could tame something else.
Uh-huh.
Help me saddle up. I need to pick the kids up from school.
With a low intro APR on balance transfers, the Platinum Credit Card lets you take control of your debt. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/platinum offer. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
And then it was two seagulls!
We're here for the booty.
Party?
Pirate Water is here. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find pirate water in a location near you.
We're going plankton!
Pirate Water is here. 21 and older, please drink responsibly.
Washington's favorite place to eat and where all the locals go is Down on Main Street. Down on Main Street's famous weekday lunch specials are only $7.99. Stop by for the house salad with grilled chicken, the half club sandwich with chips, or everyone's favorite, the fried shrimp plate. After work, Down on Main Street is the perfect spot for dinner and a drink on the patio. Join Down on Main Street every Wednesday for half-price wings from 4 to close. Down on Main Street in historic downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood, it's a great time to buy a used vehicle.
It's not a great time, it's a perfect time to buy a used car from Brown & Wood. We have over 115 used vehicles in stock, and we're #1 in the market on price. We have limited lifetime powertrain on all of our used cars under 80,000 miles, so go to brownandwoodauto.com to find out more. 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal, to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has taken its flavor to the next level. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
We filled the trucks so you'll save big bucks during the Lazy Boy truckload sale at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Look for the Lazy Boy truck in our parking lot. It's filled with Lazy Boy furniture at huge savings. Take advantage of big rig discounts of up to 50% off Lazy Boy recliners and motion sofas, Lazy Boy stationary furniture, leather, sectionals, and chairs. But quantities are limited. There's no reorders, no rain checks. So roll in before these savings roll out during the Lazy Boy Truckload Sale at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Hi, I'm Walker Allen Volova, and I'm with CopyPro. CopyPro has been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for over 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology. Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total satisfaction is our #1 priority. We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net. CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Russell with Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington. I want to let you know that our winter sale has now gone to 1/2 price. That's 50% off of all our ladies' remaining winter product, our men's shirts, vests, coats, slacks, outerwear. We have a lot of stuff that's got to go, making room for spring merchandise. Remember, everything has been reduced to 50% remaining in our winter sale. Celebrate 41 years with Russell's and save big. Come see us at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern North Carolina's longest-running sports radio call-in show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show on Pirate Radio is brought to you by
The Angus Grill, Bostic Sugg Furniture, Bojangles, East Coast Grading, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Greenville Utility Company, Michelob Ultra, The Rick House, Taft Hagler, and Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Okay, happy Monday, everybody, and happy game week, everybody. How about that? Jeff Palumbo is live in the studio with us. Coach, can you believe it's finally time to play a baseball game this week?
We're ready. Finally time. Exciting times for sure.
We're going to preview the upcoming 2024 baseball season with Coach Palumbo, the associate head coach under Cliff Godwin at East Carolina. We'll take our first break. We'll come back and talk to the coach after this.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Here at Papa John's, we know our stuff.
So try our newest cheesy calzone epic stuffed crust pizza. Made with a blend of ricotta and mozzarella, hand stuffed into that Papa John's fresh, never frozen original dough. Get it for a limited time only at Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Save a load on a new John Deere compact utility tractor and loader from Quality Equipment. It's never been easier to get the best brand on the market at an unbeatable cash price or with great financing at our lowest ever monthly payment. Now is the time to get that tractor package you've been dreaming of to get your next job done right. Stop by one of our 36 locations in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Attention athletes and fans. Tiebreakers is looking for all-stars. Do you know an athlete who made a game-winning play, scored an amazing touchdown, or hit a huge home run? We're scouting Eastern North Carolina for this month's most outstanding athlete. Go to tiebreakersathlete.com to nominate your favorite player for the prestigious Athlete of the Month award. Tiebreakers, shining a light on the athletes that make Eastern North Carolina proud. Submit your nomination now at tiebreakersathlete.com.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
This is Parker Bird from ECU Baseball, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, providing reliable utility solutions to the Greenville region since 1905. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. Game week for East Carolina Pirate Baseball. East Carolina and Ryder in a 3-game series coming up starting on Friday. Jeff Palumbo, the associate head coach under head coach Cliff Godwin, is our guest live in the studio to talk Pirate baseball. And when you look at just how long you've been here, I asked Cliff this the other day on Media Day. Can you believe it's 10 years? Can you believe for yourself it's 10 years?
You know, it's gone quick. You know, I mean, when you think of the growth and some of the things that we've been able to accomplish, it's you know, pretty neat. And it feels like maybe there's been some time invested for sure, but it is pretty crazy to think back when we got going here, and I guess 2015 there, you know, the summer leading into the season of 2015, and just all the things that, like I said, we've been able to accomplish. It seems quick and slow all at the same time, but yeah, got some little ones, man, when we first moved here, and now they're grown up. So it's kind of my oldest is our Greenville measuring stick. So it's been a fun time, no doubt.
I was going to say that you've had a chance to expand your family since you've been here.
Yeah, we've added a couple more, so
yeah.
it's been good. But yeah, we brought the oldest here. He was I think 8 months old when we moved here. Now he's rolling. So it always keeps me in line with how long we've been here, which is nice.
How scary was that when you take a job like that with a young family? And I know, you know, you have family plans, you know, you have your wife and you have a child, you want to have more, but in the coaching industry is so, you know, bizarre because you're bouncing here, bouncing there, but you've been here 10 years, you haven't really had to bounce anywhere.
No, that's for a lot of reasons, but we really enjoyed it, and it's you know, I think when you're a coach, you just take things almost day to day, year to year. You don't plan out quite as far out as maybe some others. But that's why you gotta have a great spouse and that understands really what you're going through as a coach and how these things go. So you got to marry well.
Yeah, exactly right. You got to outkick the coverage, which a couple of us have done in our career. Well, while we're on the family thing, how hard is it sometimes? You try to make everything your kids do, but it's kind of hard as a coach because you have certain responsibilities. And I know Sarah, she gets a lot of that responsibility, but still, you want to be there all you can, don't you?
Oh yeah, no question. And you know, Coach we're very fortunate. Coach Godwin understands that. He understands the family, and that has to come first. And you got to try to balance it out as best you can. So we're fortunate to be able to do some things. But yeah, you miss things, and that's part of being a coach. You know that as you have a family and they grow. And again, you know, my wife Sarah, she's always moving the kids around and getting them to different things, and they're at the ballparks. And I think my oldest, he's got a basketball conflict on Friday night, and he is not happy about that.
I bet he's not.
Yeah. So he's like, well, he was hoping for maybe a rain out, you know, all of these different things. He does not want to miss his Pirate baseball.
That's good stuff. Grayson and Parker and Ella, the 3 children for Sarah and Jeff Palumbo. When you're getting ready for a season like this, you know, there's so much, you know, with the rankings and everything that comes out, but you guys really through the years handle that so very well. I mean, it's something that comes out, but you know, it's kind of expected at East Carolina. You guys are going to be ranked somewhere, and you just go with the flow, right? Yeah, you know, I think when you first got here, right, you're setting that foundation of what you just want, right, in the program and trying to, you know, make sure that as a recruiting coordinator, you're helping, you know, coach put things where he wants to be and get the pieces to be able to establish those things. So, you know, and as things have grown, right, we've been in that top 25 and moving up and you know, and kind of in there pretty routinely. So I think because of that, right, the fans are used to it. We understand it. The guys maybe know how to handle it better and that have been in the program, some of those older guys. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of just expected at this point. And when you have goals, you know, like we have, that's going to be part of it. And again, just thankful we've been able to have the resources here that we've been provided with and the fan support to continue to build the program. Taking your questions or comments on our Facebook Live page. If you have anything for Jeff Palumbo, Associate Head Coach for East Carolina Pirate Baseball, East Carolina and Ryder coming up. I'll share this little story with you from this past weekend. I had a chance to go out on Saturday And there was some folks from Queens in town, obviously because Queens was playing East Carolina in lacrosse. And so I heard a couple of them talking, and one of them said, I think they've got a baseball game going on over there. And so they were walking over, and then as they walked around, I heard one of them say, they're playing one another. They've got a huge crowd out for a baseball game, and they're just having a scrimmage. This is unbelievable. So, and that says something, doesn't it?
It sure does. And actually, that's been kind of going on here all 3 weekends of the preseason. Saturday especially, the weather was outstanding. And, as we were kind of going through our early work routine, I kind of said to someone, we're going to have a pretty good crowd here today. And I kind of looked up at some point. I'm like, there'll be a lot of programs in the country that would wish they'd have this fan support for a regular season game. So, again, going back to we have the best fans in the country, and they're very intrigued for the team this year, and they're out there supporting the team and just trying to get a taste of it, which is, says a lot.
Yeah. When you look at what you have coming back and the young kids that are coming in, it's a pretty good mix.
It is. It's a fun mix. It's been a fun team, and I think every team is different, right, when you're coaching. And, we do, as coaches, you look up and you envision, right, a team years in advance. And when you get into it, though, each team is different. Each team has its own personality. And, obviously part of our job is trying to continue to keep that in a positive way and have that positive culture. And Coach does such a great job with that. But we do have a great mix. And, I think part of being here this long, as you touched on earlier, is those older guys have come through the program. They've been recruited by us. They understand what the expectations are. They arrive here as young players. There's older players that take them under their wing and kind of teach them the ways of the program. And then as they develop and become the older players, they pass that along to the younger guys. So I think as a coach, it's been here, as long as we have now. It's exciting to watch that take place and just see those younger guys. We're always encouraging them, hey, man, latch on, especially when you got an older group that really does a great job, which I really believe this group of older players has probably been about as good as any of just bringing these young guys along. So exciting to watch and excited for these guys to get out onto the field and go compete and see how the ebbs and flows of a baseball season kind of go for this group.
What's it like when you have an Alec Burleson come back to town and hit a little bit and hang out in the cage, or you have a Gavin Williams come back and throw a little bit? I mean, these are Pirates, and these are guys that are now in the majors, and you got other guys like that are Connor Norby heading to the majors. I mean, it's got to be great not only for your program but especially in recruiting for your program.
Yeah, there's honestly so many advantages, and again, when you have these guys that have come through the program and are coming back to hang out. I mean, we had Carter Spivey was back, Alec Burleson is back, Josh Groves is back, Moylan, so you've had all these guys kind of filtering back through, and Norby's around, Gavin Williams is coming back to throw his bullpens, and the guys are getting to take that in, and just all of those things I think just help these guys continue to understand how to navigate their own careers, right? And these guys can pass along to them, because as good as these guys are, and they all have different experiences. Some were easier in their careers early on to get onto the field. Some were more challenging. Some had ups and downs throughout their time. And so for our current players, right, that maybe didn't play with these guys, to see these guys, what they look like now, and know that, hey, they went through a lot of the same things that I'm going through right now, and look where they are, now. So, but again, it says a lot about those guys coming back here, wanting to be a part of what's going on here, pass along a lot of their knowledge that they've experienced, just all positive things.
How rewarding is that when you see like an Alec Burleson do what he did, especially in AAA, and then he gets to go up to the majors, and it's just, for me, it's kind of like, you get the ticket, so you get all the games you want, and then you try to find out, is he in the lineup? Can I go watch him bat? And that kind of thing.
No, cool. I mean, first of all, I think just you're so happy for him personally, him and his family, and when somebody who's put in a lot of work and the types of people that they are, and their families have been around the program, you're just really happy for the success, and again, proud of them. And to your point, it's like it's kind of fun to get home, after a night at work and flip on the TV and sit around, watch some baseball, and get a chance to watch those guys that have been a part of the program, playing in the big leagues. It's certainly exciting.
I had a chance to watch just about every Gavin start once he got his first start and just, get a chance to see, the ups and downs. I remember his very first start. I think he gave up a 3-run homer, but didn't give up much after that.
Yeah, for sure.
And pitched really, really well. But that's got to mean a whole lot to just the whole Pirate program.
It's really, like I said, really cool to watch those guys and just know how hard they worked and where they've come from to get to that point, and then to see them, to your point, go have successes in the big leagues. It it says a lot about the guys, says a lot about our program, and just always fun to get a chance to be around those guys and watch them continue to reach their goals.
Take us through the weekend this past weekend. This was the last weekend of the scrimmages. I know you guys wanted to get certain things done. I think you guys, I think Austin told us that you guys were going to go wear uniforms, so it's more and more like, a dress rehearsal for opening day, which is coming up on Friday.
Exactly right. Yeah, I mean, you're trying to put those guys and really just kind of do all of the things that need to take place before opening day, allow them to experience those things, allow them to get comfortable. So come on Friday, they can just go play baseball. That's really what the goal is, I think, from how we align things and how coach sees things. So it was a really good weekend, really good competitive weekend. And sometimes you get into this third weekend of the preseason, and we've been really fortunate with the weather. It's been nice. We've been outside, the entire preseason. A lot of teams up north aren't quite that fortunate. So you get to this third weekend of the preseason, and sometimes it can get a little bit monotonous for the team, and they're just kind of looking ahead to opening day and playing some other teams. And I thought our guys did a really, really good job this entire past week of just staying focused on that day and trying to make sure we maximize, how good we can get on that day. And we had 3 really, really competitive scrimmages that I thought were pretty well played baseball games as well. So sometimes they can be competitive, come down to the last out, but it's not necessarily good quality baseball.
Right.
This really had it all. We had nice crowds out there, and as Coach Knight kind of pointed out to the guys yesterday, different types of games. Close ball game on Friday, I think it's 3-2 and 8-6. Ken Clancy to walk-off home run and in a come from behind win. And more of an offensive day, wind blowing out on Saturday a little bit, and then yesterday was a pitcher's duel 1-0. So a little bit of everything. The guys are having to handle some situations. It's putting some guys in some spots that it's yes, they're playing ourselves, but there's a little bit of something on the line. The guys were into it, so a lot of fun and a lot of good scenarios for us to kind of work through.
And with these scrimmages, you're also doing some situational type thing. I think I saw you put runners at second, third, and a bunter up in a squeeze situation.
We do. We do that throughout our fall. We always start each half inning with a specific situation. So and as Pirate fans have seen, we do a lot of execution on the offensive side, and with that, if we can handle that on the defensive side, and we put these guys through a lot of different situations, right? Whether it be a pitcher, sometimes you just got to throw the baseball over the plate and take that out when the other team's trying to sack bunt, and for us to be able to execute those things. So we take a lot of pride in our execution offensively, but also defensively. And, I think a lot of the reason that we're able to put as much pressure on other teams is they're not prepared. They haven't been through all of those different situations on the defensive side. So when they arise in the game with our speed and some of the things we can do handling the bat, it has turned into a lot of big innings for us.
Yeah, it can be, and it can turn into those bunts. It may not go very far as length, but they can turn into a big inning. All of a sudden, boom, boom, error here, throw one down the right field line. And
that's it. I tell guys all the time. Work with the guys in the short game, the bunt game, and I tell them for some reason that drag single it just has so much more of an impact on the stadium than the rolled ground ball through the 6 hole. So the crowd just gets into it, it motivates them, it gets them going, and can get the get the momentum turned in our direction.
Who on this Pirate baseball team really handles the bat well, as far as you can get it down?
A lot of them really handle it well. We're trying to work with some of the younger guys, continuing to develop that. But Riley Johnson does a really good job, from the left side. Luke Nowak does a really good job with the push. So we got some guys that can really put a ton of pressure on on these guys. Star has worked on his short game. So really the goal is for all of these guys to be able to do it, right? Even you'll see if you came Clanch had some really nice ones this past weekend and throughout the preseason, and for those left-handers that have some power, right, guys like Ryan McChrystal and Jenkins Coward and Moreland in the past, it keeps those teams from being able to shift, and play a shift against us. So if they're going to put that third baseman, over the shortstop position, it allows those guys, if they can execute it, to just go ahead and take it if the opportunity presents itself. And now the other team is forced to kind of decide throughout the rest of the game, do we want to stay shifted, right, where these guys are hitting a lot of their ground balls, or do we want to, take away that bunt? So it puts more pressure on the defense if these guys can do it. And sometimes even if you're, a power hitting guy and you've been struggling a little bit, you can find a way to kind of turn the momentum a little bit with your swing, get a drag down, get on base, and start feeling good about yourself and get to swinging. So we have guys up and down the lineup that do a nice job with it, and it's a big emphasis for us each day in practice.
And the Pirates have, for a long time been amongst the nation's leaders in sack bunts and getting bunts down.
Yeah, we have. We've had some guys in the program in the past, Turner Browns and Ryder Giles, and some guys that really do a tremendous job handling the bat, and we have some more guys that can do that this year if need be. And I think it just gives Coach Godwin a lot of flexibility down there in the third base box, right? And that's trying to develop these guys' ability to do that and give him the confidence to be able to call it if he feels like he needs to.
Jeff Palumbo, our guest, live in the studio. We're going to take a commercial break right now. I want to get you to jot the number down, 317-1250. We're going to give away a prize pack from Michelob Ultra. Our good buddy Russ Saputo has given us some prizes to give away, so we're going to give away that. The official beer of the Brian Bailey Show is Michelob Ultra, and we certainly appreciate his sponsorship. We'll have that for you coming up later on in our show. Back with more after this.
This is a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes. Anna Sawyer went 2 for 4 at the plate and recorded 2 RBIs as East Carolina used a 4-run 7th inning to pull away and defeat Cleveland State 6-2 on the final day of the Charleston Invitational. Mackenzie Mason went 2 of 3, including a double in the 7th inning. The Pirates are now 6-0, and they are off to their best 6-game start since 2006. East Carolina faces North Dakota State in its home opener tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. Brandon Johnson scored a career-high 30 points on a career-best 7 made threes as ECU beat UTSA Saturday 84-73. RJ Felton added 16 points for the Pirates, who are now 5-6 in conference play. The Pirates will return home for the first of 2 straight games at Minges Coliseum on Thursday when the Pirates take on Wichita State at 7 o'clock. And the East Carolina women's basketball team beat the Charlotte 49ers over the weekend 70-56. Danae McNeil finished with 20 points. Amaya Joyner finished with 24 points and 13 rebounds. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes.
Fitness, fellowship, and faith is F3, and it's changing lives of men right here in your community. Just listen.
Lee Howell, 58, Charlie Brown. F3 has been a life changer for me. I've met a lot of people that otherwise I wouldn't have met. Maybe got a little bit fit, but fellowship has been the greatest thing for me in F3. Come on out and try it. I'll pick you up in your driveway any day you want to come, 5:15 a.m.
F3ENC.com. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started if you want to be great.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, he struck him out.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Danny Beal, and on your way to see the Pirates play this year, be sure to stop by Shimmer Boutique on Greenville Boulevard to pick up one of my brand new custom t-shirts. My t-shirts are available now in both youth and adult sizes and only at Shimmer Boutique. Live out of town? No problem. Just message Shimmer on Facebook or Instagram or call the store. Get your new t-shirt today at Shimmer and I'll see you in the jungle. Go Pirates!
You know what we get to do today? We get to play baseball.
Hey Pirate Nation, be sure to have the best and comfortable shoes with a stop at Fleet Feet. This is ECU alum Chris Lunyon, owner of Fleet Feet of Greenville, and we provide solutions through one-on-one service to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you in the right shoe, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Come visit us at 207 East Arlington Boulevard in the old Gordon's Golf location. Fleet Feet, we run for you.
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community owned, community powered. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. Jeff Palumbo, Associate Head Coach and Recruiting Coordinator at East Carolina, is our guest. And as we said, going to break coming up in just a few minutes, 317-1250. All you got to do is call in, and we've got that Michelob Ultra prize pack for you for listening to The Brian Bailey Show at noon. Now, if you're listening to us in the 6 o'clock hour, it's on tape, so you won't be able to win anything. But you got to listen to us at noon. in live to get a chance with that. Ryder comes to town for a 3-game series, and we talk about this each year. I mean, you guys, it seems like it takes forever for the season to get here, and then once it gets here, it's rolling, and it's rolling deep, isn't it?
It does. It actually goes really, really quick. You know, you're waiting, and we'll look up. It'll be 22 games into this thing, 23 games into this thing pretty quick. So just kind of the nature of it, right? We play 4 or 5 times a week, and, especially when you're in the mode of just, hey, play, prepare, it goes quick.
Ryder for a 3-game series coming up, then Campbell. That trip to Fayetteville for that first week of the regular season is always a difficult task. And then North Carolina in those games, Chapel Hill Friday, Fayetteville Saturday, and Greenville on Sunday, which is kind of a unique situation there too, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's fun. You're right. It's kind of changed a little bit, right? We've done this in the past where we've played the Pro Park and we kind of bounce around. We've also played it to where it's 2 at Carolina or 2 over here. So we've done a little bit of everything. We're able to get a Pro Park this year. Coach Forbes, Coach Godwin got secured a good spot. So it's fun. It's a fun series for sure. I know everybody's looking forward to it. And as you know, in our world, we just go one day at a time.
That's right. Ryder's on the clock. We don't worry about that other stuff. But when you think about baseball in the state of North Carolina, I think that Wake Forest is a consensus number 1. I think in all the polls they were number 1, and then it seems like East Carolina was in the 12, 11 by D1 baseball, 12 by USA Today, the coaches poll, 13 by the National Collegiate Baseball Writers, 14 by Baseball America, 17 by Perfect Game, and then it seemed like State, Carolina, and Duke were just below East Carolina in just about all those polls. I mean, that's some good baseball, and there's also some good baseball with teams that aren't ranked as far as North Carolina schools.
Really, and that's it's been interesting over our decade here to watch kind of the evolution of baseball within the state. And as I've mentioned before, I really think we all motivate each other, right? And you're starting to see everybody kind of rise up, and everybody was right, as you mentioned, Wake Forest at the top, and then everybody else kind of in that 10 to 17 range, pretty much throughout the North Carolinas and some of the South Carolinas of schools as well that are right here that we recruit against all the time. So I think we've all kind of motivated each other and realized that if we don't work at it and spend a lot of time on the recruiting trail and developing players, that you're going to fall behind everybody else in the state or close by here in the region.
As the recruiting coordinator, how much does NIL come up whenever you're talking to a recruit?
Not a lot, honestly. Really? Not a lot. It can be a little bit further along in the process. I mean, in the early stages, it's more about each recruit's a little bit different, right? How much knowledge they have of our program, of East Carolina, the university, and so you're just trying to educate them and get them to really fully grasp how special this place is, and the university and the degree that they're going to get. And then as you evolve in that process, right, that can kind of come a little bit more to the forefront. But it'll probably start happening more and more. Up until this point, even in the baseball world, it hasn't been overly prevalent until here, probably in the last year and a half, 2 years. So I'm sure that'll start to tick up.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's really a strange time in college athletics that you can even talk about it. We joke all the time that everything that SMU did to get the death penalty back in the day is now legal.
Right, no question. Yeah. And things have certainly evolved, fairly quickly, and we'll come across those every now and then. And I'm sure that, as we mentioned, will continue to grow.
Earlier today, Coach Godwin announced his starting pitching for the weekend. Friday, Treya Savage gets the start. Saturday, Zach Roots goes. And then on Sunday, Jake Hunter gets the start. That was a real battle, especially for that Sunday starter spot. And as we talked with Austin Knight last week, that's not written in concrete for the rest of the year. Obviously, it always kind of evolves depending on what's going on. But those are 3 pretty good starters.
Yeah, for sure. Well, obviously, we're really excited about it, to have that depth and to have that competition even for that third role. So, and that's, as Coach Godwin always, I think his saying is, "Rents do every day," and that's part of it. Is these guys know that whether or not it's the Friday role, the Saturday role, the Sunday role, it's those guys that are competing for that Sunday role, that are now going to be, maybe it's in our bullpen or starting that midweek game against Campbell. I mean, those are huge roles, right? So I think maybe the fan base and obviously the guys, right, and when they're competing, they want to win certain roles, which is great because it makes every everybody else really, really good. But at the end of the day, as a coaching staff, it's more about how do we take the arms that are here in the program and put them and us in a position to, be as successful as we can be. And sometimes that means taking really, really good arms that could possibly start for you and having them at the back end of the game with the ball in their hand, trying to catch the last 3 outs for us and close the door against, really, really good baseball team that has their backs against the wall. So sometimes those outs are harder to get than some of those at the front end of the game. So you need great pitchers at both parts of the game.
Then you look at the North Carolina series, and it's kind of a rare treat because we're going to see Friday, Saturday, Sunday starters, for East Carolina and for North Carolina, which we usually don't see in those non-conference type games because they're usually in the midweek and it's a different pitching situation. But I think that's one of the strengths, one of the advantages of having a series like that.
Yeah, for sure. Right, you get a chance to go toe-to-toe with another great team, right here, and it's exciting to do that. We honestly wish you could do that more, but the reality is we all play in conferences and have a lot of things go into the scheduling piece of it. So just excited that Coach Forbes and Coach Godwin feel like this is a really good series and something we want to keep going, continue to do for the guys, the players and the fan base, and get a chance to kind of go Friday guy versus Friday guy and Saturday, et cetera, on down the road. So get everybody's best shot, and we also learn a lot when you play a team, quality opponents early in the year. You learn a lot about your club and the adjustments that you need to make throughout the season.
How has Trey Yesavage handled all the publicity he's gotten in the preseason? Because that can be hard too.
Yeah, well, if you've been around Trey or know Trey, he's kind of pretty even keel.
Right.
He gets competitive.
Very even keel.
Yeah, he gets competitive out there on the mound, and in my opinion, it's kind of the best of both worlds, right? I mean, as he prepares, as he goes about his daily work, as those things come out, not a lot. Not a lot is said, and he just continues to go about his work and influence the guys around him in a positive way. But yet, when he steps foot on the mound, you're getting a super competitive kid that is driven and has high expectations for himself and the club. So, as a coach, those are the guys that you love to be around and love to have leading your program. And hopefully he continues to, and he will, because of the type of person he is, rub off on those younger guys.
And it's kind of the type of player that you guys have in this program. We talked about the rankings, and it kind of just goes off their back, and they're not worried about it. They just want to go out and play. And the one thing that Coach Godwin's always said, you've always said, I think, if we play Pirate baseball, we're going to win a lot of games. We just got to do what we do. It doesn't matter who we're playing. Just got to play Pirate baseball.
That's right. We try to impress that upon the guys every day, and in practice too, right? I talk a lot about it with our infielders. We're at a Thursday night game and say, man, we're winning the Friday game tonight with practice. I mean, that's the mentality that Coach wants these guys to have, that we want them to have, is every single day, just to continue to maximize what we can do to improve and continue to make our strengths even better and work on our weaknesses. And if we invest into getting better and being selfless and continue to make the guys around us better, when it comes time to compete, we can kind of fall back to our training, and we'll be ready to go.
Let's go around the infield and talk about some of the guys we'll see starting up on Friday at 4:00 when Ryder comes to town. Let's start behind the plate. Got to be a great asset for this team to have Justin Wilcoxon back.
No question. J-Dub is, he's kind of talk about even keel. He's just that guy behind the dish that the guys love to pitch to, and you just know what you're getting every day. You're getting a guy who's really turned himself into a high-end defensive catcher, and the guys love throwing to him, and obviously a dangerous bat and a threat in the middle of our lineup. So to have that guy, coming back and being able to anchor us back there and in the middle of our lineup is, again, something that makes you pretty comfortable as a coach.
Man, you got Ryan McChrystal behind him, and you got a young catcher too, I think, in the program.
We do. We got Ryan back there as well, and Walker Barron is a freshman who has really played well here throughout the preseason. He's worked with Coach Lartigue and Coach Godwin on the offensive side, and Coach Packard now. So he's helping out as well and doing
Coach
a great
Pack.
job. That's right.
Yeah.
So he's
I'd love to hear that.
He's doing an awesome job, but Walker's made some nice adjustments to his swing and continue to get more comfortable behind the plate. So both of those guys have done a nice job in the preseason behind Justin.
And those guys will have a role. Obviously, everybody will have a role, but they're very important roles.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously the DH spot is something that Coach Godwin, has a lot of flexibility with and can do some different things. You need multiple catchers, and I think probably for the first time that I can recall in our time period here, 3 guys that you could really feel comfortable putting behind the plate, which, is pretty key if gives Coach some flexibility to look up and say, hey, if we want to, DH Justin and Ryan's catching or vice versa, and, you now can put Walker back behind the dish if you have to run for your catcher, and not have to burn the DH. So you have some flexibility there, and Walker's been swinging a really hot bat throughout the preseason as well, and just continue to push those guys and make them better. So a lot of depth, a lot of flexibility, and it's nice to have a couple older guys that have kind of been there and experienced it, and a really talented young player in Walker Barron as well.
And especially at the catcher position, guys get nicked up and guys get banged up, and it's nice to have, hey, take the day off and be ready to pinch hit if we need you, but let's put somebody else back there.
For sure, and that can happen. That's why these guys prepare so much, right? Because their name can be called, as Coach tells them, at any point in time. And as we go around some of these different positions, you'll see that we have a little bit more depth, I think positionally than we have in the past. And it can cause some anxiety a little bit with who to play and when to play, and have to have some tough conversations for Coach. But as you said, if there are some injuries, we're in a little bit better spot maybe than some previous seasons.
That's got to be the hardest thing, because all these guys were stars, obviously, in high school when they come here, and they realize they're playing for an elite program, and they have to find their role. And there's only 8 guys out there in the infield and outfield starting, 9 if you count the pitcher. So I mean, it's just there's only one baseball out there.
That's it. I mean, that is a challenge of it. Obviously, we have some expanded rosters as well this year with the NCAA, which has helped with that depth, right? And I think now you're getting into the season, you have a few more guys that could easily start for us that are going to be guys that probably come off the bench at some really, really key spots. And Coach Godwin's always done a great job of utilizing that bench, and I think even more so this season, it's just another higher caliber guy that's coming in to maybe steal that base or go play the position defensively. So a lot more flexibility, and those guys will stay ready. They know they've been around it. They realize what Coach does with the bench and that they need to be prepared at all times.
Got some depth at first base too, right?
Yeah, has some depth there as well. So Carter Cunningham has moved out, moved there from the outfield a little bit, and he'll still bounce to the outfield, I'm sure, at times. And Chaz Myers has been over there taking some ground balls. Cam Clonch has played really well in the preseason and put some big swings on it in some clutch spots, and worked really hard on his defense, as well. So proud of him for that. And so again, some options to start, some options to match up left, right, a little bit of everything there.
Jacob Starling at second base, pretty solid there.
Yep, Star is obviously back, and he's I think he's really ratcheted up just his focus and his preparation and his expectations going into this season. Had obviously a really, really good year for us last year, and just excited for Star to get a chance to take the field and take another step as a player, because he's worked hard.
Yeah, and he's really just a dynamic player.
He sure is. He can really do everything.
Yeah,
it's like I said, I'm excited for him and excited for him to get back out there and show the fans kind of that he's taking another step as a player, and just the way he's carrying himself, his mentality, his leadership. He's bringing an energy every day and just doing all the things that you would want out of a fourth-year guy that's had a lot of experience for you that you expect to lead.
Over at shortstop, Joey Barini.
Joey Barini, steady Eddie, just doing his thing. Him and Nate Chrisman and Nick Parham, they've been taking ground balls over there, and those guys have done a nice job as well. And Nate's got a ton of flexibility; he can bounce around. But Joey, obviously, returning with that experience, and he's I'm excited for Joey to continue to take another step. He just keeps getting better and better, right, every single year. And I think if you go back and look at Joey, and even as he went through his year last year, he really I don't think his numbers maybe were better at the end of the year than I think a lot of people really kind of gave him credit for throughout the season. So excited for Joey to continue to anchor us there in the middle of the field and be a leader for us and continue to evolve even more as a player.
Okay, Dixon Williams over at third, former Conley star.
Dixon's over there at third base. Colby Wallace is a freshman, has been over there working as well. Had a really nice fall for us, doing some good things in the preseason. Obviously, Parker's over there taking ground balls as well. But Dixon's had a really nice end of the fall. I thought he really took a step in the right direction about mid-fall, and you could kind of see it in him, his maturity, how he was carrying himself, and really start to just feel like, hey man, I can be one of the best players in this program.
Yeah.
And it's been fun to watch. He's battled a little bit of a kind of some nicks in his leg, but I think he's just about fully healthy now, and he's been kind of managed it throughout the preseason. So excited for him to be full go, and he's worked hard over there at third base, and he's really continued to take just mature at bats, and I think he's going to be he's primed for a really nice year. So looking forward to seeing Dixon get out there.
All right, Jeff Palumbo live in the studio with us. We'll take a break right now. 317-1250. That's the phone number, 317-1250. I think we'll take caller number 1 for that Michelob Ultra prize pack, courtesy of Carolina Eagle, Russ Saputo and company. We thank them for their sponsorship. Caller number 1, 317-1250. We've got some Michelob Ultra for you. Back with more after this.
There's a common misbelief today that to make it further, you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue your rigid routine. Or you could try another way. Take some time to enjoy life, like having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations, from the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
The arrival of a new year offers many the hope for a fresh beginning that presents exciting opportunities for a rewarding future. Pitt County Schools encourages you to become engaged with an award-winning school system that is centered around educational and leadership advantages, because we are hiring. If you are looking for a great place to work that offers competitive pay, advancement opportunities, and personal growth, we invite you to join our team to help ensure success for the posterity of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, please visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. Help us grow minds and invest in our future through 38 schools and 1 community, as education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools, where we engage, empower, and elevate.
The time to save is now during Bostic Sugg Furniture's President's Day sale. Update your home with fresh looks and new styles. Take advantage of monumental savings on beautiful furniture for every room from America's #1 brand, Lazy Boy. The Market Showroom is coming to Greenville with savings up to 70% off or more. Make bedtime the best time with big savings on a comfortable new mattress from Serta and award-winning Helix during the President's Day sale, going on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
When you walk through the doors of Villa Verde, you'll experience the sights, sounds, and smells of authentic Dominican flavors. This is Jay from Villa Verde, inviting you to come by and try one of our amazing empanadas, our famous red snappers, grouper bites, seafood paella, Cuban sandwiches, and much, much more. Relax on the patio with a fresh mojito or a cold beer while enjoying one of our out-of-this-world desserts, like our rum pineapple cake or our famous tres leches. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good, and a proud supporter of the Pirate Nation.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community-owned utilities mean local control, low rates, and high reliability. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. Jeff Palumbo, Associate Head Coach for East Carolina Pirate Baseball, live in the studio with us. Excuse me, Ryder comes to town this weekend. Let's go to the outfield now, Coach, and take us around the outfield.
Yeah, got a lot of guys out there that can help the Pirates. But I guess you start left field. You got Luke Nowak, is out there. He's been taking a lot of reps out there. But these guys have versatility, so they can kind of bounce around and play all different positions. But Luke is, obviously, spent some time out there for us last year, and as well as that DH role, had a really nice year offensively, and he's continued to improve, out there defensively in left field, getting comfortable. Had a really nice summer, came back, more confident out there. So over in center field, you got Riley Johnson that is playing really well. Probably our best defensive outfielder out there. Riley can really go get the baseball. He can really run. Just gets tremendous jumps, and you've seen him out there a lot as earlier in his career as kind of a defensive replacement. Come in, pinch run, steal some bases, get out there and wreak some havoc out there and making plays defensively. So he's out there. He's had a tremendous preseason. Really in all areas. He's really emerged offensively and been a catalyst for us. He's, arguably our best base stealer as well. So excited for Riley to get out there and be healthy. And I think the fans out there are going to really, really enjoy his style of play. And then Bristol Carter has been out there all fall as well and really emerged and just come in as a really kind of a highly touted prospect and, had some overtures with the draft, the MLB draft, and really just settled in here and proud of Bristol for how he's developed and kind of taken to our system and continue to work really, really hard. So really disciplined kid, has the ability to play center, left. He's taken some reps in right. So he's a guy that I know Coach, is going to want to get him in there and get him some reps as a young guy so he can continue to gain experience. And then over in right field, obviously you got JC that's been out there in right. And again, JC I think has emerged defensively as well, continued to come on and part of his game that maybe wasn't his strength per se. And for a guy who really hadn't played a lot out there before he got here to East Carolina, it's been just a lot of hard work, continuing to improve and continue to get better. He knows that, and he knew he had to. And I commend him for kind of embracing that and continuing to work hard. But he's moving great out there, made a tremendous catch on Saturday that, kept his team in the game and gave him a chance to win late in the baseball game with a really nice play. So he's had a really, really good weekend overall, really strong preseason, but excited to see him out there doing his thing. So, and then we also have some other young guys out there as well that are doing a nice job and continuing to get reps to give us some depth and some flexibility.
Jacob Jenkins Coward hit a home run on Saturday, didn't he?
He hit two.
Hit two. I saw one of them. Yeah,
he hit two.
Yeah. So he made a good catch too. So he had quite the day.
He did.
He's quite the player, and you need him. You need somebody like that that's going to step up.
Yeah, no question. I mean, if you're going to go where our goals, where we want to go with those things, you're going to have a lot of guys that are going to have to continue to have great years, and we always do, right? We always have guys that emerge, and that's the neat part about it is sometimes going into a season, you think it's going to be player ABC, and it ends up being a couple other guys, that continue to emerge and carry the team. So you look back at successful teams, throughout our time here, and it's going to be different guys at different times, and I think that will be the strength of this team. Is on any given day, it could be one of about 13 guys. Wow. I think offensively that could be the hero, could get the big hit, or go 4 for 4, do whatever it is that can help you win the baseball game.
The American Athletic Conference has a different look for baseball this year. You guys are going to go to some different places this year. As you start the non-conference schedule with Ryder in town this week, North Carolina next weekend, Campbell midweek, how often do you look at what's happening in the American at those teams?
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll certainly keep an eye on it, right? You want, especially early in the year, you want your conference to play well,
right?
You
need as many wins as possible.
Absolutely, and that honestly, early in our tenure, Coach Godwin, that was a strength. The American was, usually up in the anywhere from 3 to 6 area in terms of conference RPI, and that has kind of dipped here over the last couple of years. So I think with this group of teams hopping in, I think that should be positive when it comes to RPI. And it's always about you taking care of business. There's no question, but you want those schools to play well. So when you match up with them, you have, some RPI points to go earn.
Yeah, RPI is so vitally important when it comes down to the end of May and going down to Clearwater and finding out, if you're going to host, if you're not going to host. And it's just, it seems like it's a long time from now, but it'll be here before you know it.
It is. And that's what we've talked a lot with our guys about. And it's a mature group. I think you're trying to to educate the young players on what it is that how this all goes, right? How this all works, because it's their first time going through this. They don't necessarily know, like we all know when you're sitting there, on Memorial Day and you're waiting to see the bracket and you're wondering, are you hosting, are you not hosting? You know what I mean? And are you a national seed, are you not? How small, right, that margin for error is in terms of what you're doing. So you try to educate those guys, and that's something we've impressed upon these young guys, right? Hey, these are the goals, and we've kind of utilized that to hold them accountable for when we don't maybe have a day of practice that we feel like is where it needs to be of, hey, we would have lost today, and we're not sure if that day would have, determined whether or not we're a national seed or we got to go on the road. And as we all know, like that's a big deal. So continuing to just educate these guys, and we have a very, very motivated bunch, but the more they can be self-motivated and hold each other accountable, the better your team's going to perform.
I remember the year, and I don't know the exact year number, you'll know, but the Pirates had that great record and didn't get a national seed. And I remember Cliff said, hey, we'll never get one because we had all this on our resume and we didn't get one, we'll never get one. And then a couple of years later, Pirates get one, and the 20-game winning streak.
Yeah, well, maybe Coach Godwin getting on them. Maybe that's what happened. Seal the deal, right? Yeah. So I think again, each year is different. Each team is different, right? A lot of other teams come into play there, and so how they're doing, and again, that's why to get caught up in it too much, there's just nothing you can do. And as you know, here in our program, we kind of pride ourselves on controlling what we can control and just trying to take care of our own business. And if we perform the way we feel like we are capable of, especially with this group of players, then I think we're going to be at a really good spot at the end of the year when we're sitting down for that selection show.
When you look at the Americans, Charlotte was picked second, UTSA third, Florida Atlantic fourth, South Florida fifth. So you guys have been to Charlotte a couple of times in non-conference play, so that won't be a new play. UTSA will be new though, right? And so will Florida Atlantic.
It will be. There'll be nice challenges. I'm excited. I'm excited for some different cities to go visit and some different types of play, stadium surfaces, right? All of these things go into it, and as we talked about, we've been very comfortable, especially the older guys, right, and us as a staff, knowing when we go into these series what we're going to get, right? What style of play do they do? They know us. How are they going to defend us, right? Especially like you take like a Cincinnati. Gosh, I mean, how many times we played those guys in the last 10 years or nine seasons, I guess.
And Connecticut was another one. It seemed like 9 times a year. It seemed like,
and you just knew, right, going into a weekend up in Connecticut, right? The things that you didn't enjoy it, but you knew what you were getting into, right? And so I think this particular year, as we told the guys, and we talked about it here in the last couple of weeks, we are going to go to some new places, and we can't let any of the outside factors influence how we show up, what type of mood we're in, right? How we're going to go about them, right? We need to be very focused, and it is what it is. If it's a bad surface, it's a bad surface. Somebody's winning the baseball game, and somebody's losing the baseball game. So we control, show up, play our style, and we'll see how it turns out. But we have the talent, the makeup, and the experience that if we show up and play our brand of baseball, it doesn't matter where we're playing, who we're playing, we're going to be in a good place.
Different topic, but there's a rumor going around town that there's some awesome pickleball players in this Pirate baseball program. So tell me, who are the top pickleballers with Pirate baseball?
Man, you're going to put me on the spot. I don't play nearly as often. It's a better question for the other guys, but I have been out there a handful of times, and I'm going to take myself out of the equation.
All right, you can't vote for yourself.
I think Pack is the best player.
Is he?
Yeah, Pack.
He's athletic.
Pack's number one. Yeah. Number one on the list, and then outside of that, I think they're all pretty close together. They come back. I usually say, hey, who won? And I'm getting a variety of different answers, which leads me to believe they're all about the same. And generally speaking, it's usually whoever Pack and his partner are that they come home victorious.
Have you figured out the rules for pickleball?
Oh yeah,
the kitchen and what you can do.
Yeah. We figured it out, and we played a little bit more back in November. We had a little bit more free time. We've been a little bit busier trying to get ready for the season, but yeah, we figured it out. It's an awesome sport. I grew up playing a lot of tennis, so I personally prefer the tennis, but the pickleball is it's kind of a cross between tennis and ping pong, and it's addictive.
I've heard.
Yeah. Yeah. You get in there, you start competing. It's fun. It's fast paced and not as much cardio as tennis. I think that's why most enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the little box there is called the kitchen,
That's it.
right?
Yep. Can't go in.
And all my life, I've been in trouble for spending too much time in the kitchen.
Yeah,
so it's basically
don't go in the kitchen. Don't stay there too long.
Basically, it's the same type of thing. Jeff Palumbo live in the studio with us. We'll take our final commercial break, and then we'll come back. We'll talk Rider baseball coming up, and then we'll wrap up this edition of the Brian Bailey Show for you right after this.
Turkey, ham, bacon, these and other meats are great around the holidays and every other day, but they all leave behind grease when you cook them, and grease is a real pain in the drain. When you pour grease down a drain, it cools and can clog sewer lines. That can lead to sewer spills, which are messy, bad for the environment, and can also be expensive. Never pour grease down the drain. Instead, collect it in a container like a used soup can or jar. Let it cool and throw it away in the trash. Together, we can protect our sewer system and the environment. For more information, go to guc.com.
It's bow time. Chicken or biscuits? That's an impossible choice. How can you decide between Bojangles' perfectly crispy, boldly seasoned chicken or their fluffy, made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits? Well, the good news is you don't have to. With a Cajun chicken filet biscuit, you get the best of both worlds. An all-white meat chicken breast marinated with a bold blend of seasonings and served up on a fluffy, golden buttermilk biscuit. When it comes to real-deal Southern flavor, there's no reason you can't have it all. Order a Cajun chicken filet biscuit today. It's bow time.
And we interrupt you with breaking news live from the Pepsi Wild Cherry aisle. Carol, can you hear us?
Steve, I've never seen anything like this. The bold, refreshing, and bursting with cherry deliciousness of Pepsi Wild Cherry is, well, let's just say everyone is getting wild.
Getting wild?
That's right, Steve. There's dancing, binge-watching, and is that a slip and slide? They're really putting the wild in Pepsi Wild Cherry, and this on-the-scene reporter can't wait to pop, lock, and drop it.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Go ahead. Get wild.
This is your What's New update brought to you by Greenville Auto World. What's new? Greenville Auto World has new owners and is part of the DriveHereNow.com team of dealerships. New owner Tommy Cook and his team have 4 dealerships with a fully stocked inventory, over 200 SUVs, trucks, cars, and over 50 lenders, and has financing for anybody. Get shopping today at DriveHereNow.com. Greenville Auto World, Highway 43 at Bells Fork across from Speedway. Pirates supporting Pirates.
Here today with Tracy Ayers from ENC Pirate Realty, and you guys are more than real estate agents.
Right. We also do homeowners association management, and this is for communities that have a need for professional management. We provide services that include accounting, dues collection, inspections, and maintenance of your community. Protecting your property value is important, and having professional HOA management will protect your investment now and in the future. If you have real estate or HOA management questions, contact us at encpiraterealty.com. Go Pirates!
The brunch is back. The famous brunch buffet at Fifth Street Hardware has a variety of breakfast and lunch items from 10:30 to 2, including an omelet station and prime rib, and a special Sunday cocktail menu, including mimosa flights. Don't forget, Fifth Street Hardware has lunch specials every day, along with over 40 beers on tap. Trivia Wednesday, live music every Thursday night, and a late night menu through the weekend. Visit FifthStreetHardware.com or give them a follow on Facebook and Instagram for a weekly lineup and more. Go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, working for our community, not for shareholders. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back as we wrap things up with Jeff Palumbo, associate head coach under Cliff Godwin at East Carolina. Rider comes to town, 4 o'clock start on Friday, 2 o'clock Saturday, 1 o'clock on Sunday, the first 3-game series, and I think everybody's excited about that. Rider comes to town. They were in the Conway Regional last year. They were the number 4 seed, and they stunned the top seed, Coastal Carolina, 11-10 in extra innings in their first game. So then Coastal had to come all the way back as far as that goes. They lost to Coastal later on, 13-5. Also lost to Duke 2-1 in their second game, and that was a tight game. So Rider has some experience from that Conway Regional. They were 36-21 last year.
Yeah, Coach Davis, he's been there since, I think, 05 now and been there a long time and just does a really, really good job with their program. They're going to, you look at their numbers from last year, just very solid across the board. I think they hit 270, fielded 970 973, and pitched it a 4.3. So it just goes to show you they're well coached, right, when they're playing in all three phases and putting up good numbers. So they have probably half of their guys back positionally that were part of that club. So they got certainly capable players to come in here and play with us. So we just need to, again, show up and play our style of baseball, because we know they're going to be well coached and going to play hard. And as anybody playing at the end of the year last year, especially if you're winning games in a regional, that you have some good players on that roster, no question.
Take us to Friday morning when you wake up. Do you have butterflies when you get up in the morning of game day, especially opening day for game day?
I think just excited. You're just excited. You're excited for the guys, excited for our fans. It's just such an incredible baseball school and community, and just how well we're supported, and just the lead up. I mean, to hear the anticipation of the fan base is really, really cool. And so to get there, and it's supposed to be a nice day, and you just kind of cross your fingers for that, so the fans can enjoy it and not be miserable, right? So they're trying to support us. So that'll be fun. But I just think you're excited for everybody involved. And as a coach, I think it's more about your preparation, right? Just trying to make sure that the guys are ready, focused, and that they can go be themselves and play our style.
Take us to Friday, and what time do you get there at the office? I can't imagine just having to sit around the office and wait all day. That to me would be unless you have things going on all day.
Yeah, I think it depends, right? It depends on the time of the year a little bit. I mean, we'll be well prepared at that point for Ryder, just because we have some lead in. But sometimes you play those games on Wednesday night in the middle of the week, and you got a Friday night game at 6:30, and you need that time. You need that time to kind of make sure that you're in there early and you're preparing for the team you're going to play. So it's all different. But yeah, I mean, I think you get in there, you're getting your work in, you're getting your preparation, and getting things organized for the day ahead. And it's a 4:00 start, so the guys will start rolling in for team meal at noon. So it really, you'd be surprised how quick that morning rolls when you're trying to get ready for things and make sure that you got all the T's crossed and I's dotted.
And you go out there and you get a chance to hit infield, outfield, and that's something that you do. And can you tell from a team how crisp they are just from doing that?
You can tell. I think from the start of batting practice, to me, batting practice comes first, right, throughout the day, and you can just tell, right? You can see it in the guys' eyes, and you can see, right, the biggest thing is, are they communicating with each other? Are they bouncing around? They have a bounce to their step, and okay, we're locked in today. We're ready to roll. And sometimes we need to address that. And as we told the guys, sometimes you guys need to address that, right? And just recognize that. And I think that's the biggest thing for older clubs is to, not wait until the third, fourth, fifth inning to realize we're not here today, right? In terms of where we need to be in order to win this baseball game and be ourselves. So, recognizing that early, right, nip it in the bud, and then we come out for in and out, and we're ready, we're crisp, as you mentioned. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think sometimes usually speaking, if you're prepared and ready to roll, it's pretty crisp. It's sometimes there'll be days where it doesn't go as well. I'm kind of, I don't know about today, and then we play well. We play okay. So it can go both ways, but generally speaking, the guys show up with bounce and energy. It's going to be crisp, to your point.
I tell you, I'm one of those fans that I like to come to the game early and just watch everything. And in my role, and get the chance to do the sportscast live out there, get a chance to go way early, like for a 7:00 start, so or 6:30 start sometimes. But it's just neat to be out there and to see all the things that go on before a game. I mean, it's really, if you're a Pirate fan, a lot of people like to tailgate, but go in there and watch everything. But it's really neat.
It's my favorite time to walk out there.
Yeah.
Later in the season, nice weather out there. The grills are rolling out in the jungle.
Yeah.
It's you're getting ready to stretch out or whatever it is, 3:30, and the fans are already out there and just getting ready for a Friday night ball game. It's honestly, it's one of the coolest. So yeah, I would definitely encourage you to get there early and take it all in, because probably more goes into it than a lot of people think.
I agree with you, Coach. Thanks so much for the visit today. Certainly appreciate it. We'll try to get you on again later on in the season, and we'll check back in with you.
Absolutely, Brian. We appreciate it. Look forward to seeing everybody at the stadium here this weekend.
That's Jeff Palumbo. Next week, right here on the Brian Bailey Show, Cliff Godwin joins us to recap the Ryder Series. Ryder, 4:00 on Friday, 2:00 Saturday, 1:00 coming up on Sunday. We'll see you back here next week on the Brian Bailey Show.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, and also brought to you by
The Angus Grill, Bostic Sugg Furniture, Bojangles, East Coast Grading, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Greenville Utility Company, Michelob Ultra, The Rick House, Taft Hagler, and Tiebreakers.
Join us next week for another edition of The Brian Bailey Show, right here on Pirate Radio. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX